He installed the hidden camera, expecting to catch a crime. What he discovered instead would rewrite every fear he had about leaving his child with a stranger. This father, a man who trusted no one, watched in silence as his worst suspicions shattered. Because every night, while he was gone, the nanny he secretly monitored did the one thing he never could. She sang his feverish son to sleep. This is Daniel Croft, a self-made millionaire whose fortune was built on predicting human betrayal. After his son Leo got sick, a deep, unshakable fear took root. He was convinced the new nanny was the threat he couldn't see. So he turned to the one tool he trusted: control. He filled his penthouse with hidden sensors and cameras, waiting for the proof that would justify every dark suspicion. What he saw on that first recording, however, wasn't a crime. It was a lullaby, and it was only the beginning. Daniel's world was algorithms and exit strategies. He founded Veritas Shield at 27, a cybersecurity firm that exposed corporate espionage by predicting the exact moment a trusted employee would break. His entire fortune, his reputation, was built on one brutal principle: everyone has a price, everyone betrays. Then, 3 years ago, his wife Clara died suddenly in a car accident. The world of predictable human failure became personal, and Daniel was left alone with their 2-year-old son, Leo. He tried to be everything: CEO by day, father by night, but the cracks showed. Leo was quiet, too quiet. At his 3rd-year checkup, the pediatrician used words Daniel's analytical mind couldn't process: atypical development, sensory processing challenges, possible neuroimmune component. The diagnosis was a fog, but the reality was clear. Leo was vulnerable in a world that felt increasingly loud and sharp. Daniel hired help, a parade of them. The first nanny quit after 2 weeks, citing the emotional toll. The second was caught scrolling on her phone while Leo cried, overwhelmed by the buzz of the refrigerator. The third had impeccable references that Daniel, the human lie detector, verified personally. She lasted a month before he found an unexplained charge on his credit card. A small thing, a betrayal. He fired her on the spot. His paranoia, once a professional tool, became a domestic prison. Every stranger was a risk vector, every kindness a potential exploit. He saw the statistics not as abstract numbers, but as prophecies. 4.2% of crimes against young children are committed by caregivers. His mind didn't see the 95.8%. It fixated on the 4.2. It was a flaw in his code. He couldn't see safety, only threat. That's when the agency sent Maya Silva, 29, former pediatric nurse's aide. They said she specialized in complex care scenarios. Her resume was a sterile document of competence, but it was her eyes during the interview that unsettled him. They held a stillness, a depth of calm that felt alien to his frantic, guarded world. She didn't smile eagerly, she listened. When Leo, overwhelmed by the new person, began to whimper and flap his hands, Daniel moved to intervene. Maya simply knelt, placed her own hands slowly on her knees, and waited. She didn't touch, didn't speak, just breathed steadily until Leo's panic subsided into shaky silence. She got the job. The first week was unnervingly perfect. Meals were prepared, therapy exercises were completed, the apartment was ordered. Leo, for the first time in months, slept through the night. Daniel should have been relieved. Instead, he was suspicious. Perfection, in his experience, was the most elegant disguise. The trigger was a fever. Leo spiked a temperature of 103. Daniel cancelled back-to-back meetings, his phone buzzing with investor frustration. He rushed home, expecting chaos. He found Maya on the living room floor, Leo's head in her lap. The lights were dim. A cool cloth was on his forehead. Maya was humming, so low it was almost a vibration. Not a song Daniel recognized. Something old, maybe a folk tune. She looked up, saw Daniel's panic, and said 3 words with absolute certainty. His body is fighting, he's strong. Daniel stood there, the CEO who commanded boardrooms, utterly sidelined. He was the parent, but she held the calm. That night the fear crystallized. What if this calm was a performance? What if her competence was a cover? His mind, trained to find hidden agendas, supplied the worst one. What if she was documenting everything, gathering evidence of a rich, distracted father and a sick child for some twisted purpose? A lawsuit?